Fridays, we're going to try to get this guy around as much as possible, except for when they're traveling. But that's okay. We're gonna bug him anyway. Lance Harvell, Husker baseball coach. What's happening with you?
You're right. This weather, this is what I signed up for. When I moved up here 7 years ago from Texas, I was like, all right, bring on that fall weather. I'm here for it. This is great. Right, baseball weather, absolutely.
Right.
Baseball weather,
right. That's the time. But here's the thing that let the folks know where's home. Like, where are you from? Because it is such a part of who you are and your personality that it just pops up all the time, and I'm fascinated.
Yeah, I wish I could say one specific place, because so Texas is home, but I've lived all over that state. I grew up in Round Rock, which is Austin, just north of Austin.
Another great baseball town.
Baseball town for sure. Moved to Houston when I was like 10. So majority of my life I've lived in the Houston area. But my parents both born and raised in College Station. We moved back to College Station when I was in high school. And so they're still there now. And I would say, short answer, College Station is home. But I've probably lived most of my life in Texas, in the Houston area.
What are the core values? What are the core values of that space and that family?
Humble and hardworking. Don't ask how hard the work is or how long it's going to take. Just get it done. That's kind of the core value. Me growing up, I was just talking to somebody about this just the other day, because I've got my 10-year-old son, my oldest. He doesn't know this yet, and I don't think he's listening. He shouldn't be, because he's in school right now. So I won't burst his bubble here, but we got him. He's moving now into the territory of yard work, and we got him for Christmas a mower and a weed eater and all that. So he's moving into that realm, and he's going to learn those the tricks of the trade and what we're all about. So
that's so good. That's so good. And it's funny, because when you think about it now, when you first got here, so he's 10 now.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy biz.
He was 3 when we moved.
That is crazy biz. It was funny too, because again, my time before Lincoln was in the Woodlands, Texas, so just north of Houston, and some of the kids that I coached at John Cooper ended up playing for Coach Harvell and Coach Bolt. And it's funny too that as they start to tell stories, your reputation as a recruiter is profound, because there are kids that played for me in the Woodlands who didn't sign with Nebraska or didn't sign with Sam Houston State, but they talk about, you know what, Harvell's a dude. And when they call that code word in baseball speak,
yeah, all encompassing.
Right,
you're a dude, and if you know, you know.
Right, he's a dude. So the importance of recruiting in today's game is vital. And for those that don't follow Harvell on social media, there's a meme he uses that is the bat signal to a great recruiting trip. Explain that to folks.
Yeah, the GIF is the dude, right, from The Big Lebowski, which is my all-time favorite movie. And it's a GIF of him in the movie. If you know the movie, he's celebrating because his car got stolen and they found it, and he's got his car back. So he's celebrating and he's banging on the roof of his car while he's jamming Creedence. And so whenever in recruiting, when we get a commitment, when we get a dude, the Twitterverse gets the dude, or I guess it's X now, but the people get the dude. When the Huskers get a dude, you get a dude. And so that's it's kind of taken on a little life of its own, I guess, a little bit. And people figured out real quick. They put 2 and 2 together on what it means. And it was just I don't know, probably 10 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
That kind of became a thing with coaches. When you get a commitment, you put out, something like that. And it just kind of became a thing. And I've got a bunch of coaching buddies across the country that, they see it, and more so than the engagement on social media or the follow-up text that I get from like, who'd you guys get? Who do I need to erase off the board? You're killing me with this. And there's been some dude heaters over the years where it's been, four guys in 3 days, or two guys in 1 day, whatever. And so it's just a fun little thing. And I am a huge Big Lebowski fan, and so I just kind of it kind of meshes with my personality too.
Let's go through that because Harvell's dudeness is profound. So we have to go through some of his heroes. So if Big Lebowski's at the tip of the pyramid for great movies for you.
Are we talking about just movies?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Just movies for the ones that when they're on,
Stop and watch.
Yep.
Tin Cup is another one. That movie might embody not only my humor but also my personality, like on the field, kind of the riverboat gambler gunslinger type. Like I'm when in doubt, be aggressive and go for it.
When in doubt, send them.
Man, I'm thinking about movies growing up that I had a F-14 Tomcat, poster on my wall because I loved Top Gun so much. And so again, Maverick, kind of that little bit of a loose cannon.
You're so Texan. You're so Texan. It's funny. It's funny. Go ahead, keep going. Oh man.
Oh, you put me on the spot here. This is a good one. I got so many running through my.
I'm pretty sure your wife
here.
would have the list lined up for you.
While I'm watching some 10-year-old kid in a Hawaiian shirt strut down.
This is the
strut
best,
down O Street right here.
This is the best part, Coach.
Totally. If I had any train of thought right now, I just lost it. Kid's peacocking down O Street with his mom in a Hawaiian shirt in November in downtown Lincoln. Like,
it's the best part.
What a spot.
It's the best part.
This is great. People watching the spot right here too. I'll go those three. That's a pretty solid group right there.
I've tried to introduce Bach to North Dallas 40 and to explain the greatness of that era. That and Brian Song were side by side and then Burt Reynolds, Longest Yard. Those were the football movies. So I know that you as an athlete, you were all over the place, and in Texas, football has to be a part of your life.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you play?
I was a quarterback in high school. I was a catcher by trade, quarterback in football, and I like the ball being in my hands. I like knowing it was coming to me on every play. Oh, here we go. Crash Davis. Since you're talking about movies, Crash Davis would be another one for sure. My junior college coach actually called me Crash. Some of the hijinks we would pull back then that you can't get away with now. But there's my other fourth member, Mount Rushmore.
It's the Crash Davis gave the best example of the actual conversations that go on in the minds of a baseball player.
No doubt.
Like, that's why that movie is what it was.
It's more authentic than I think that people realize, and they just probably think they're watching a movie. And there's stuff that happens in that movie there, that baseball players who are on this side of it or coaches will be dying laughing at or referencing or whatever. It's the most nuanced thing. But if you don't know, you don't know, and there's so many good pieces of that movie that kind of capture what it's like. And it's kind of like same deal as the Big Lebowski. Every time I watch that movie, I pick up on something else that's funny, and you just sit there and watch it. You're like, this is brilliant.
I'm a member of that. Like, I bring it into box sometimes, and sometimes the generational divide shows up, and I have to go back and kind of refer to them. Bach, let's bring you in, man. What's your Mount Rushmore? What are you doing when it comes to movies?
Probably start with Dumb and Dumber. I watched that enough.
You know what? That game, set, match. That literally told me everything that I
totally redeem yourself.
That says everything. I don't even know why we don't even have to have anymore. That is spectacular, Bach. Keep going. Oh my goodness.
Well, and so that's like kind of my era of comedy, at least. So, the Tommy Boys, those sort of stuff would probably be good. I like scary movies, or frightening movies, especially horror movies. So I like The Witch. If you ever watched that one of my favorite ones.
You are okay. So, Coach, Bach is the guy that when he goes to WWE, he roots for the bad guy.
Okay, he's the heel.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, I like your style on that.
Yeah, this is why I connected it, because I immediately thought Harvell's not going to root. There's certain guys he's not going to root for. right? Because it's too pretty, too easy. It's not gritty enough. Harvell, wait a minute, where's the work?
I like non-traditional. Speaking of movies, okay, I like non-traditional movie. I like where the bad guy wins.
Yeah.
You know what, like The Departed, like those. Now the bad guy doesn't ultimately win, but like just non-traditional. You know, good guy rides off into the sunset. I'm like, that's kind of boring. Like let's throw some twists in here.
Get a little dirt on it.
Yeah.
Put a little dirt, rub a little dirt on it. That is a Texas thing.
I want to be rooting for the bad guy, and then halfway through the movie, go, am I rooting for this? It's like Breaking Bad. We switch gears to TV shows.
Oh.
Breaking Bad is so good. You know, Peaky Blinders is so good because you're rooting for in any other sense. You're like, wait, this is the bad guy, and you're like, wow, I like this guy.
Yeah, this is the personality profile that happens when coaches come in. Jalen Reyes is the same way, right? That he requires a little bite, to whatever he's consuming. Peter Colbelt, you would think for a tennis player, you know, bougie. No, he's like, no, I'll fight you. Like,
gritty as they come,
right?
Yeah.
So it's the thing. We're talking to Husker baseball assistant Lance Harvell, and a part of why I wanted to bring him in on a regular basis, one, he's just a good dude, but two, the insight. We were on the sideline before a Husker football game. I want to say it was Northwestern, and before the game, he's in mid-recruiting process, right? He's got a train of people behind him. He stops, we back pat, shake palms, and he looks at me and he goes, "Yeah, 28-17. I'm feeling this one." I was like, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah, 28-17. It's 27-17 is the final score.
28-21.
Do I look at him roll?
27-21.
Right? And he calls it, and I'm just going, this guy, like, why are we spending hours in the lab looking at film, looking at analytics, and here's Coach Harvell going, nah, here's what it is. You can be on your way. Well done,
that one. I had my finger on the pulse of that one. As I said, not only on the score, but I said this one's going to be a tougher fought game than what we maybe want to admit to. This is going to be a dogfight, but we just need to win. That's what we need to do. We need to get that taste out of our mouth from that Minnesota game. We just need to win.
Yeah, it just to watch the process, and again, the recruiting process and how you handle it, the way the young men that march behind you in that space look at you, because there's a respecting that happens. And then I think there's a part of it that gets missed, is that in the transfer portal era, how you recruit the people you don't get.
Mm-hmm. You never burn a bridge, and it just, and maybe going back to your point, you know, whereas before some of your former players or guys that you knew that maybe we recruited, you know, a decade ago.
Yep.
You treat people the right way. There's no secret to it or special sauce there. The recruiting process, you just got to be honest with them. And, you know, that's what I think kids respond to. I think that's what their parents respond to. They know where they stand when we're recruiting them. We don't, you know, play word games with them. We tell them exactly what it's like. We show them the depth chart. We show them the daily routine of what it's going to be. And we don't mince words. And, you know, we flat out tell guys, really the recruiting process for us, once we get a guy on campus, and we sit down in that office and we're talking to him, it becomes less about, all right, how can we, you know, sweeten this deal or put a, you know, shiny bow on everything. It is, we're going to try to scare you away. And we're going to tell you exactly how hard it's going to be and how demanding we're going to be, how we're going to coach you and all that. And we would rather know now, if it's too much for you, as opposed to, all right, we tell you all this good stuff and how good you are and how, you know, awesome everything's going to be once you're here. And then 2 months in, you realize it's not that way. And you end up, we don't get the player that we need, and you're not happy. It doesn't work out for anybody to do that. So the recruiting process is very, very blunt. Those conversations are very blunt. And it is, we're going to try to scare you away. And what I've kind of found, over the years, when you do that, it becomes a pretty black and white process, because you can look across that desk and see in a kid's eyes, you can see his body language when you're talking about all this stuff. And the guys that kind of perk up a little bit and that are locked in on you, you know, with the eye contact and everything, you know, they got maybe a little forward lean in their chair. Like you start talking about that stuff and you get that reaction from those guys, you know, you got the right guy. And the guys that kind of, you know, you lose their eye contact or they kind of slump back in their chair, they're looking all around the room. Those are the guys that are going to be, you know, maybe want it a little bit easier than what they're going to get here. I always think it's funny too. I talk about showing the guys the depth chart and everything, or talking about the depth chart. I've got my, you know, huge whiteboard, dry erase board that I have every from transfer portal guys to junior college. I mean, every list from every class and the prospects, you know, that we have that we're looking at, and watching guys and their parents when they come in the office, sit down and they are locked in on that board looking at it. And it's, you know, and that's kind of, I'll point it out and I'll just say, I see you looking at the board. What, you know, anybody on that board, you know, whatever. And I'm like, if you're afraid of competition, this ain't the place for you. If you think you're the only guy in your position that we're recruiting, this is not going to be the place for you, because it is going to be hard nosed. It is going to be tough while you're here, because we want to be good. And then I point on the exact opposite wall after I tell them how hard it's going to be when they're here. On the exact opposite wall from that dry erase board and everything else, there's two pictures from the last 2 years of our dog pile in the Big Ten tournament. I said, well, that's what you get though. And there's going to be more of that. And I can point them, you know, to the, to my cabinets and my shelves that is right behind them, that they never even, when they walked in the office, they never even looked at. And there's signed baseballs and baseball cards and bats and everything else from former players that are in professional baseball or Team USA guys, or they're in the big leagues right now. And it's like, it's worth it. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. And, you know, it's that's what the whole process essentially boils down to. Because I mean, my mom can go sit at a game and tell me who the best 2 players on the field were, you know, like the talent part of it. Like that's almost the easiest thing to spot. It's the intangibles that you got to have kind of a keen eye. And like you said, with this era of the transfer portal and all that, that's tough to do when the summer rolls around. And now it's, I mean, you talk about life in the fast lane. The transfer portal is the HOV lane. I mean, it's the Autobahn of recruiting, because that whole process gets shrunk down to maybe a matter of 2 days. And it's as soon as they pop in there, you're trying to do as much research and find as much information on them as you can, have a conversation with them. And you're trying to dissect all this stuff that we just talked about when you're actually sitting down in the office with the guys. I mean, you've had multiple conversations with them leading up to that point. The transfer portal, those weeks or months that process takes, gets shrunk down to maybe 2 or 3 days. And you might have 2 or 3 conversations with a kid on the phone, but you're looking up information and watching video and trying to filter through some metrics and stuff and make a decision. And most of those guys don't even need or want to come on campus. Everything is done over the phone. And as soon as you're off with one guy, I mean, there's 5 more that pop up in the portal right after him. And you're going, all right, which one of these guys is the right fit for us? And it's not an exact science by any means, as much as we try to make it that, but it's highly competitive, and it's a tougher process. That's for sure.
From the Husker baseball program, Lance Harvell, it would appear that you and Coach Bolt and his staff have a pretty good idea about what a Husker baseball player is internally.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's much more important than actual talent. And as you talk about the decision making and the frustration, is that the bigger part of recruiting for you now? Is identifying in the wave of people, because you're gonna have people who reach out to you because they're not happy with where they are, and then it's the people you pursue because you think they fit.
Right. And that's the $1 million question, is the fit. And again, we can look up stats and metrics and go put in, you know, there's websites you can go just plug in the information and then see, all right, who's in the portal that fits what we're looking for from a physical standpoint, tool standpoint, production standpoint. But having those conversations on the phone, or if you actually do get a kid to campus, that's usually kind of the make or break moment for them and for us, you know, trying to find out, we're bringing somebody into a championship team already. Is it going to be a culture fit? And so again, kind of going back to, that's why we have those blunt conversations when we're with them or on the phone, of just telling them, look, this is how it is, man. Like it does us no good to mince words, you know, there. But that's the toughest part, is the intangibles, and trying to make sure you're making a decision that's best for the program and the team, moving forward, because it takes one guy to turn that locker room, toxic. And it's a very, very delicate thing. And the culture of your team has to be protected at all costs.
You mentioned we've got about 2 minutes before we take the first break, but you mentioned the dog piles at the end of the season and having those images there for folks, not only for the folks who participated in it, but the folks who are trying to be a part of it and understanding what it is. But that's a loud statement that the end result and the process getting to the end result matter. Like, it's not always about this particular moment. It is, in this space, are you willing to do the work that we're going to be better during this time of year than, say, the beginning of the season where we're playing non-cons and not really knowing what's going on.
Right. And that's again going back to where culture comes in. And that was very true of our team last year. Like, it took us we took some haymaker shots early in the season last year, losing McConaughey, your preseason All-American Friday night guy, the ace of your staff, and then losing Timmerman for 2 months in the second game of the year when he got hit in the face, on a comebacker against Vanderbilt. Those are two pretty big pieces to your pitching staff. And it took us a little while offensively to kind of figure out who we were. And you're trying to put pieces of the puzzle together with the lineup and which one is the most cohesive. And it took us a while to get rolling. And it was, if I know the fans, remember too, it was probably about a month into the season. It wasn't until about that, maybe halfway through that California trip, that we kind of figured it out and kind of got it going. And then we had some big games. We host Oregon State and we take 2 out of 3 from them. And it was like, we just needed that kind of breakthrough moment, I think to get it going and get some belief and some confidence and some cohesiveness, where we can play complementary baseball. And it's like, we can win without, our best guys. Like, we're good enough. We've got the depth to do it. And the way we finished, last year, obviously the dog pile and winning the Big Ten championship and everything was great. But I mean, just how we did it, like you said, the process of doing that, just the day to day. And that was going back to that Oregon State. Yeah, we beat them on a Friday night, like big time environment Friday night, against a top 5 team, and we beat them. At that Saturday game, they came out and they put it on us. And I remember talking to the team after that game and said, all right, this loss and how we just played, everything, it can either define us or it can be a defining moment, which one of the two. And we came out and we won the series. We take the series on Sunday and kind of just went off from there. And we won every series, I think, down the stretch, except for the road series against Iowa. And those were all, competitive games, could have gone either way, flip a coin. But the culture kind of carries you through a lot of that stuff. And it definitely carried us down the stretch last year. And I know before we go to break, just a little preview teaser, but I would, this year's team and what we saw this fall, even going back to later in the summer, from a culture standpoint, chemistry standpoint, we've kind of talked about it. This team, as fast as they gelled, is kind of like, gives me 2024, 2021 Husker baseball vibes. Just that type of leadership, that type of chemistry, that brotherhood, like the way how much they like each other and how much they get after it on a day in, day out basis is, I think we've set a pretty good foundation moving forward.
Well, I mean, winning championships in the Big Ten certainly play into it. Well done, kind sir. We'll throw the break. We'll come back. I'll ask him about some of these players because, hey, Bach, I'm kind of a recruiter myself. We need some of these Husker baseball players on the airwaves on a weekly basis. I need to get to work. I need Harvell's list. I need his big board for great radio guys from this roster. We're going to get that from Coach when we come back. One-on-one.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store. You're listening to One-on-One.
From the capital to castles. Starting this December, fly nonstop from Lincoln to Orlando with service from Breeze Airways. That's right, nonstop flights to Orlando out of LNK are starting this December. You're now just a flight away from Disney World, Universal Studios, Legoland, and the Space Coast. Stretch out and relax on Breeze with complimentary family seating. Book your magical getaway now at LincolnAirport.com. LNK, make flying easy.
The party is back on in Lincoln this fall, and there's no party like the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the whole ticket crew for 2.5 hours of pregame coverage before every home and away game this football season as they get you ready for the game. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at our downtown studio at 11th and O. Sponsored by Select Plumbing, Raising Cane's, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Currency, and the Kindler Hotel.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
Sometimes good people make mistakes. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court and protect your freedom to get you the best possible outcome and the justice you deserve. Trust your freedom to Liberty Law Group, the best criminal attorneys in Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Make your next event unforgettable with Grazing Gouda, your local artists and experts in charcuterie and grazed tables. From boardrooms to ballrooms, they turn gatherings into experiences with stunning spreads of artesian cheeses, cured meats, fresh fruits, and gourmet bites. Perfect for corporate luncheons, weddings, parties, or any celebration that deserves a wow moment. They handle the details. You take the compliments. Book your graze table today at GrazingGouda.com. Grazing Gouda, because every event deserves to be savored.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Hungry for something real? Come to HF Crave, Lincoln's favorite spot for burgers that are anything but basic. Locally sourced Nebraska beef, hand-cut fries, and bold flavors that'll make your taste buds cheer. Whether you're craving the classics or ready to try something wild, they've got the burger that gets you. HF Crave. Fresh, local, craveable. Find them at 48th and Holdridge or order online at hfcrave.com.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Are you tired of your usual barbershop experience? Stop into Scissors and Scotch today. I know what you're thinking. Drink during a haircut? Don't worry. First comes the precision cut from one of their experienced barbers, followed by your complimentary cocktail in their upscale lounge. Scissors and Scotch blends your old school barber feel with your favorite watering hole. And now you can earn $10 off by simply mentioning the ticket. And if you're an existing member, still mention the ticket for an exclusive offer. Offer valid at Lincoln location only. Scissors and Scotch, located just south of 30th and Yankee Hill, and online at lincoln.scissorscotch.com.
Rick Heyman here from Sauter Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sauter Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sauterheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, a few sprinkles possible. Otherwise, we'll see decreasing clouds and breezy conditions with a high near 66. Tonight, a slight chance of showers, otherwise partly cloudy, a low around 42. And tomorrow, a chance of showers in the morning, otherwise decreasing clouds and windy, with a high near 54. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You're listening to One-on-One with DP, brought to you by Canopy Street Market on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
On Husker Baseball's Lance Harvell in the building.
2-on-1. One on my left and one on my right.
You know, Bach will he's sneaky. We underestimate his sneakiness. You know, he pops up in this space. There's a lot of activity on the text line. We'll get to some of those. Bill and Bennett asked this question. Do you follow many Nebraska players that have left and gone to the big leagues? I would imagine that you see them all the time.
Yeah, saw Bryce Matthews just last week, actually. Schwellenbach was back last week. Those guys came by the ballpark and got to see them. Shea Shannon and Brett Sears, they've been training. Griffin Everett's been back there training. So we see those guys in the facility all the time. So yeah.
And that's kind of an open invite that they're back in town, come work out.
Yeah, it's home, and those guys know it doesn't end when their eligibility is up. They come back, and they've always got a place they can train and all that. And you said Bill, it was Bill from Bennett, right?
Yes, sir.
That's where I shot my one and only turkey to date, was in Bennett, Nebraska.
Oh man,
did the mount myself.
Yeah, see, he's just that dude. I can't. There are things that Harvell will do that I just stand back and go, you go.
I didn't say it looked good. I said I did it.
Hey, doesn't have to. It doesn't have to. Have you seen the bananas yet? Have you seen?
I have not. Just some clips that I mean, my son is he's a fan of it, and I have done a 180 on the Savannah Bananas. But back when they were first getting going and they were an actual collegiate summer league team and doing just some of the quirky stuff.
Yep.
It was a little much for me.
Yeah.
As a coach, you're sending your players out to go get better in the summer, and they're learning choreography and stuff. I'm
sir.
I'd rather him work on his breaking ball than,
right.
than his two-step. But now that they've broken off and they're just their own thing, and it's the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball, right? Is essentially what it is. I have done a complete 180. I think it's awesome. I think it's great what they do. I like, just the different rules of just changing baseball, just making it more entertaining. We've even kicked around the idea of just a day at practice, like, okay, this inning we're going banana rules, this inning a bit. We haven't done it, but
Just let me know when you're going to do that. It's one simple text. It's one text. That is a thing. Yeah.
We haven't pulled the trigger on that
Okay.
yet.
But, will Bolt dance? Is that?
Yeah.
This
he
is
likes
what I'm talking about.
He likes fun.
This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Kmart Steed have a question for you. He says, does Coach have a special rug in his house that he'd be very upset if someone had an accident on?
Well, I did until it got miterated upon, and it really tied the room together. It really did. It not? It did. I don't have that rug in my house, but you know what I have? I have my mouse pad at the office, and my desk is the dude's rug.
See.
I also have a coffee mug with a little plastic toe with green nail polish on it.
See, I am the curiosities, man. The curiosities.
I get this stuff sent to me as gifts.
Well, I also know something else that's in your office.
I got a title belt in there that's collecting dust right now.
You have a title belt, and you have a base from Minute Maid.
Yeah, no, that's at the house. That has become a staple of our backyard, believe it or not. That's not even on a shelf on display. That thing's getting used every single day.
You do not understand. That is going to give my wife so much joy.
It's there.
We had the house in the Woodlands. I would collect Bach. I would collect actual game used bases. So in the middle of the game, they'll pull the bases out and replace them, and we'll just take them. And one of them I had here, and I said, okay, we don't have the yard here that we had at the Woodlands. So I'm like, okay, I need to find somebody that will appreciate this and use this. And Harvell comes across. I'm like, that's it. That's it. Here, take this. And the fact that you have put it in the ground and is using it is glorious.
It is. Yeah, it's home plate. So it's actually, I don't know which base it actually was, but it's home plate in our backyard. Yep.
It has the tag. Bach, it has the tag. So what they do is they tag it. So the date of the game and what innings we use and everything else. So it's spectacular. In this day and age of social media and engagement and content and trying to give people something for their money, you're asking boosters and supporters of the baseball program to just donate and contribute. But in this space that we're in, it helps that the athletes can connect to the business owners and the business leaders. And so when they do shows for us, it's an opportunity for local businesses. And if you're a business owner and you have a favorite player from the program that you want to support, the way to do that. So we're looking for in the ilk of the Kyle Perrys, the Bryce Matthews, Max Andersons that have done shows on this station. We're looking for our next great ones.
Mm-hmm.
Suggestions, sir.
Oh, I mean, Josh Overbeek could come sit down right now and hold court for about 4 hours.
Yeah.
He wouldn't even
Bach,
need
you got your pad and pen?
He wouldn't even need a co-host. Mike and Miller, he's new to the program this year. He's a junior college guy that we got a catcher. There is no shortage of personality on this team. I would say even the combo of Mikan and Preston Freeman, another JUCO guy, would be great. Jet Buck, who was a portal addition that we had, probably going to be our second baseman this year.
Is that the Missouri, Kansas City?
Yeah, Kansas City kid. Yeah, he's from Washburn.
Yeah.
He kind of burst onto the scene when we played Wichita State.
Great name for radio.
Great
name for radio.
What Jet Buck? What would that not be a good name for? Like I'm trying to think. Like,
yeah, he's got options.
He could own a car dealership. And be like Jet Buck Ford. You know, I mean, it all.
That's so good.
I'm trying to. Well, I'll tell you that. I don't want to get into this, but we could start saying like who wouldn't be good on the radio. But there's no shortage of personality on the team, and I think getting some of these guys in here behind the mic and they'd have a blast with it. I think.
So before the season starts,
Will Jeske. How could I forget Will Jeske? Holy cow!
So how about Thursday nights 8:00 before the season?
Okay,
and then once we get to that part of season, we'll kind of move closer to the Monday version of the week so we can do this. And then we have the podcast studio. So even if you're traveling, we can pre-record it. We just 1 hour a week, Husker baseball. We'll line the thing up. And
I'll
get
just
it
have
done.
to check the study hall schedule and clear it with.
They can study it
with
over here.
academics.
Well, you see what's happening out here at the mill. This is a study center. This is a study center.
Well, I'm picturing the guys sitting there trying to study, and they see some 10-year-old kid in a Hawaiian shirt peacocking down O Street. Like, that's okay.
We listen.
Now it's probably something you see late Saturday night on O Street. But
game nights. See that telephone pole, that pole right there?
Yeah.
It is the unofficial knockout champion of Lincoln, Nebraska. Because on game nights, the number of people who do a full-on header into that pole, it is remarkable. It is remarkable. And we have a camera here that shoots directly to the street that we keep, and it is spectacular. And we have to remind people, listen, young lady, the internet is forever. Keep it under control. This is not what mom and dad are
Bud
praying.
Crawford of light posts.
Oh, it really is. We could put Bud's picture on it, and it would probably still have fewer knockouts. We will do that. We'll go to one more break. Come back. Final segment with Coach Harvell before Adam Carricker comes in and takes over. But yeah, there's some questions about this process, the new business that is collegiate baseball, NIL transfer portal. We'll talk about that with Lance Harvell, and we'll get his prediction for this week as the Huskers travel to UCLA. We'll get all that when we come back to One-on-One.
Watch live on DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is your year, where your team takes it all the way. Win way more than bragging rights at Warhorse Casino, where your love of the game could put $1 million in your pocket. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with prizes all season long. Weekly cash prizes up to $1,000 cash, season-long leaderboards, and a chance to win $1 million. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Are you tired of living in pain? At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, they make it simple. From head to toe, spine to extremities, they've got you covered. Their multi-specialty team of experts in orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, podiatry, physical therapy, and occupational therapy all work under one roof to get you back to living life pain-free. Don't wait another day. Visit prairie-ortho.com today or call them at 402-489-4700. Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Shwezo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Shwezo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at shwezo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com.
Make your next event unforgettable with Grazing Gouda, your local artists and experts in charcuterie and grazed tables. From boardrooms to ballrooms, they turn gatherings into experiences with stunning spreads of artesian cheeses, cured meats, fresh fruits, and gourmet bites. Perfect for corporate luncheons, weddings, parties, or any celebration that deserves a wow moment. They handle the details, you take the compliments. Book your graze table today at GrazingGouda.com. Grazing Gouda, because every event deserves to be savored.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work, the stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com. For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels and Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday. You lost Wednesday. You're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels and Joe. You're listening to One on One with DP, brought to you by Canopy Street Market on 93.7 The Ticket and The Ticket.
Final segment before the big guy strolls in and takes over the building. Again, note, we will be at Devaney tonight for Nebraska Wrestling versus Army. We will be there for a post-game. We'll have post-match right from the lobby there. Of course, Bud Crawford will be in the building. Jordan Burroughs, the GOAT, will be. There'll be goats all over the place. We'll celebrate the 2 national champions, Antrell Taylor and Ridge Lovett, and then, of course, the debut of AJ Ferrari at heavyweight, which is its own event. Man, this is a Loudon Swain versus yeah, he's like, wait a minute, you really want to take this guy on? Yeah.
Hey, AJ, here's a little story we had. I think it was just a small group of guys came in on like unofficial visits or something like that, just to come watch practice and get a feel for it. And they came in and we were just taking them through just some of the facilities over at Memorial. Came in through that north lobby and AJ just happens to be sitting there, and he jumped up to his feet and just started talking to these kids and their parents, how great everything was here. And he held court for 10 minutes, and we left out and I was like, that was the best recruiting spiel I've ever. That was not set up. That was just pure coincidence. But I'm glad we did it. He's been at least as far as I'm concerned, a good ambassador and helping out.
He's doing Wednesday nights, 8:00 here on the Ticket. He came in this Wednesday. He set fire to it, and then
he doesn't slow down. He does not stop. I mean, I get stories from our Garrett Plumley, our strength coach, who he's like, hey, AJ was in here by himself. He goes, he took over the aux in the weight room and turned on the Rocky theme music and just started doing lat pulls.
It's Rocky Gladiator and 300. And he talks about it. He goes, I use the chalk like Maximus does with the dirt.
Oh yeah.
And he
smelled it.
He literally told the story. And it just went, yep, this is how this is gonna work. So there's tons of beautiful things going on. And we're talking to Harvell because my thing is, I think the Ticket being at Haymarket around, we'd like to come to a practice and just broadcast while you guys are practicing, the sounds of baseball behind it, and then introduce these listeners to the squad of yours.
Yeah.
So we're working on some of those things. It is a transitional week. This is a big week when a freshman, a true freshman, gets put behind center at the quarterback position.
Mm-hmm.
And to lead a Nebraska team on the road in his hometown. Coach, what are we looking for this Saturday in Los Angeles?
I'm ready for it. I told people this is you never want to lose QB1, right? Especially a guy like Dylan Raiola. But here's the silver lining in this whole thing. The way I see it we have nothing to lose. And that makes us dangerous. And what Latif has shown already, he's obviously not a zero.
Right.
He's can do some things back there. And now we know, that he's however we want to scheme, for him and different packages, whatever, we're already bowl eligible. In a sense, we're playing with some house money here, and we can go, you know, we might be a little more dangerous than people are giving us credit for, because of that. And it's funny how maybe you get some clarity. You don't want to ever lose your starting quarterback, but it might open some things up now, because he can go make some plays. He can create with his legs, and you know, he can throw. Like, I don't doubt, you know, Coach Rule or Coach Holgerson dialing up a little magic for him too. So it's going to be fun to watch. If I can stay awake.
Yeah. Well, you know, the dad part of it certainly plays into it. First of all, how is the family?
Great. Everybody's great. Busy, super busy, but we just started indoor soccer season last weekend. We got a 8:15 doubleheader tomorrow morning, so we'll be up and at 'em. No, everybody's good.
Yeah, got anything going on?
Keeping us on our toes for sure. But no, I'm excited about Saturday. I'll be what is it, 8:30 kick? 8 o'clock?
8 o'clock.
I'll have it on.
Yeah. Well, I'm taking off
to go,
tomorrow morning. I'm gonna head out there, fingers crossed, with all the traffic stuff going on, all the travel stuff. And then I'm gonna hang out there Sunday night and watch the Steelers and lightning bolts. Have at it, and then I'll come back Monday. But it is my responsibility to say thank you, because it is a big part of what we want to offer to Husker Nation, is to be able to hear from you coaches. It's one thing to hear from us talking heads, but to hear from you folks about leadership, about the process, and all the things that go on, and then to share who you are as a man with these Husker fans simplifies a lot of the conversations we have, and it also makes us accountable, because if I hear from you, then I can take it to the streets. And so just so folks know, I have offered Coach Harvell this time slot for every Friday that he can make it until he can't make it. Coach?
All right. Yeah.
There it is, brother. Lance Harvell.
27-24 Skurs on Saturday, by the way.
Look at it! Look at him! Skurs by 3.
Breaking hearts. Southern California.
Lance Harvell, well done, kind sir. Don't go anywhere. Adam Carricker will take us through to 1 o'clock, and then Bach in the black shirt. The Hall of Famers in the building. It's going to be a great Friday here on The Ticket.
Hungry for something real? Come to HF Crave, Lincoln's favorite spot for burgers that are anything but basic. Locally sourced Nebraska beef, hand-cut fries, and bold flavors that'll make your taste buds cheer. Whether you're craving the classics or ready to try something more